is strictly prohibited. And now My Dream Home Radio Show with Eileen Simons.
Good morning, everybody.
How is ya?
Well, better than last week, thank you.
Yeah, a little under the weather last week, huh? It's
that time of year, you know, the allergies kick up and...
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, look out in the back patio and see all these blossoming trees and say, uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, and it's time for the love bugs now, too. I've seen a few love bugs this weekend.
Oh, thanks a lot. That means I got to wash my car about twice a week.
Oh, goodness. Well, I know it's a day late, but I hope all the moms out there had a wonderful, happy Mother's Day yesterday.
Yeah.
And you certainly had perfect weather for it.
You as well.
You were outdoors doing things.
We celebrated Mother's Day with about, at least 1,000 folks at the La Gigante 21st anniversary event.
Oh, wow.
Down by, it's off Seaway Drive, and there's like a little park there right by the condos. It was beautiful.
21 years.
21 years of Spanish radio here on the Treasure Coast. Kind of cool.
That's wonderful. So we want to invite everybody to call in if you have real estate-related questions. Remember, this program is for you. So you can reach us at the radio station here on WPSL at 772-340-1590. That's 340-1590. And we're always open to suggestions. If you don't want to call in, but you want to send us an email, you can do that to mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com.
Sounds good. And if folks want to give you a buzz after the show, what's the phone number?
You can reach us at 772-200-5105.
Cool.
Yep. And pretty soon our website will be back up and much more user-friendly. So as soon as that takes place, I will let you know.
Very good. Good stuff. Yeah.
The team is still growing, and we are specifically looking for a real estate agent who likes to do the online marketing. Some agents really prefer that. So if you're looking for a team that will be loyal to you and help you with marketing, and you like to do the online marketing, we want to talk to you. So you can reach us again, 772-200-5105.
Yeah, and that's kind of a special niche, but boy, it's there now. I mean,
yeah, social media is crazy.
Yep, and of course our IRSC show, my goodness, we stress social media now for what? Almost since the show began 7 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's gotten even more important. Especially in your business.
Well, and because, that in itself is, you need to be online every day, and so it's, at this point in our growth, it's going to be much more advantageous to us to have somebody dedicated to do that. So that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, that's great. That is great. Well, Carol and I bouncing around a little bit in the kitchen and running into each other and thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful if we could just dynamite this and start all over again? I don't know. I'm just kind of dreaming of the kitchen redo, maybe.
Well, when you're talking about kitchen redos, there's a lot of different ways to do that. We have contractors who will take what you have. If you don't want to change, the least expensive way to redo your kitchen, according to the information I have, is to leave the footprint in place. If you leave the footprint in place, that means you don't have to change the plumbing. You don't have to change the electrical.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think about changing all that stuff.
Right.
Oh, brother.
If your cabinets are still in good condition, they can reface them or repaint them for you. They can replace the doors and make them look completely different. Those are all inexpensive ways to redo your kitchen. They can take a kitchen that's very dark and lighten it up simply by changing your lighting and by changing your cabinet color.
Yeah, and ours is bright because we have a skylight there, and it really is nice.
Oh, yes,
there.
that makes a big difference.
But I think we are going to need to get new cabinets because, like, some of the things that everything sits on are starting to sag a little bit and stuff. So.
Well, and sometimes also what they do is they only change the uppers. They don't change the lowers.
Oh, okay.
And something that is becoming very popular is dual color kitchens. Like the upper color. No. The upper color. You know what? I had a kitchen this blue color many years ago.
Did you really?
I'm saying 50 years ago.
Wait a minute. You were 3?
Yeah, really. Thank you. Anyway, so blue and green are becoming popular in the kitchens again.
So blue is in. Oh.
And they are, like I said, they're making them dual colors. The upper cabinets are one color. Thank you. And the lower cabinets are another color.
Huh. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Huh. Blue cabinets.
Don't get hung up on the blue. It can be whatever color you want it to be.
Oh.
Another thing that they are doing, of course, they have been for a long time now, but now you have more choices, are pendant lights for the kitchen. Maybe over, if you don't have an island, over a certain part of your counter.
Ours are like recessed in the ceiling.
Yeah,
Those
a lot
nice.
of them are, but besides the recessed ones, to give it a more of a decor touch, if you have a spot that they can put pendant lights in, they like to
I don't even
that.
know what that is. What is a pendant?
That's a light that hangs down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Kind of like a mini chandelier.
And there are so many choices of
That's kind of neat, though. Yeah,
of pendant lights.
Huh.
See, there's more on there.
Oh, yeah.
This is a pretty cool article. So if you're interested in the suggestions in this article, just send me an email, and we can email the article right back to you.
That sounds good. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't have to do the whole thing, I mean, we've heard some real nightmares where family had to move out of their house for like 3 months while they're redoing the kitchen. I'm going, oh, my God. Yeah, not good.
If you are having it completely done, it is redone. It's quite a process. I know a lot of people who are snowbirds. They will contract with their contractor and they will pick out everything they want, and then they leave for the summer. The contractor does the kitchen, they come back, and then it's all done, and they didn't have to deal with that construction mess at all.
Well, that's an interesting thought too. Yeah. Okay.
Of course, make sure you have a contractor that you trust and you know does a really good job, because if you're not there, then you can't ask any questions.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes what they do is they'll send pictures or send videos in the process of the work. So make sure that you talk to your contractor and see if that's available.
There you go. Yeah, good idea.
This article isn't on our outline today, but I wanted to bring it up because so many buyers are making quick decisions these days. And in the process of making those quick decisions, either they are making the quick decision and then backing out of the contract in the process, or they've made the quick decision, they go ahead with the sale, and then they have regrets. So, I thought this was an interesting chart about buyers' regrets. The most regret that buyers have is that they overpaid for their home.
Yeah.
And that's very easy to do in this market.
I was going to say, are you kidding?
Yes.
Things have doubled and tripled, yeah.
But what I will tell you is they're doing a disservice to the sellers, and they're doing a disservice to the whole market, because what's happening too many times is buyers are making an offer so high enough that they know their offer will get accepted, and then they use their inspection contingency to try to renegotiate the contract, or they back out. In the meantime, while they've done that, that house that needs to be sold is off the market and then comes back on the market, and then people think there's something wrong with the house.
Sure, obviously.
Simply
yeah.
because the buyers are having remorse and they're backing out. It's not fair to anybody.
You know, I am now getting maybe 2 calls a week about our house from that big corporate giant in San Francisco. Like more than double what we paid for.
Well, and I mean, maybe there's a place for those corporations, but what I will tell you is, especially in certain areas of the country, Florida being one of those areas, that is a big part of what has pushed property values so high, is the fact that those companies, those iBuyer companies, have come in and made offers way over what they should have just to get their market share. And they're pushing ordinary buyers out of the market because the ordinary buyers can't keep up. And again, it's not fair.
You know, it was so funny because I forget what it is. I think it was NBC Nightly News. They had a feature on, it was this company in San Francisco that was crying the blues because the HOAs are starting to clamp down on them.
Yes, we did talk about that a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did. I remembered our conversation. I'm sitting there watching the news going, wait a minute. Eileen had that on her show.
Yep. I mean, that's your only recourse. You know, if you don't want your community owned by, and if you're not in an HOA, you don't have any way to control that.
Well, and I remember where Carol's mom used to live, right behind the Publix in St. Lucie West. I mean, their HOA was strict. There are no rentals. Period. End of story. If it's family, it's okay. But other than that, 0 rentals.
Mm-hmm. And where we live, lots of years ago, they made a change to our bylaws, and you are limited. Any one owner is limited to only owning 2 condos in our community.
Oh, well, yeah, I get that.
And then there are other communities, because a long time ago, some communities saw the writing on the wall, even before iBuyers became a big thing. And what was happening is there was maybe one investor that liked that community, and they knew they could just come in and buy. Well, but then they're turning them into rentals, and then you end up having more rentals in the community than you have owners, and it's not the scenario that community wants, and so they have to change their bylaws then.
It was funny, our neighbor who's from New York, and he's a wonderful man, was asking if, he said, I know you guys have been here a long time. He said, you thinking about selling? Because I've got another relative that wants to move down from New York, and his daughter has just come down, and I think somebody on the other street is part of their family too. Mm-hmm. And it's so funny. It's like, wow. And you had talked about that before a few
mm-hmm.
weeks back, about the whole neighborhood feel of one family. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or their neighbors, when they find out how happy their old neighbors are because they moved to Florida in a particular neighborhood, they want to come too.
Sure. I get that. I get that. I said, but no, we're very happy here. Thank you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go back to home buyers' regrets. The number 2 home buyer regret is, I underestimated how much maintenance a home required. Every home requires maintenance.
Certainly.
First of all, if you're going to buy a home, you want to protect your investment. the way you protect that investment is to keep your home maintained. If you don't want to do that, don't buy a home. Rent.
Exactly. Yeah.
Every home, no matter if it's a 20-year-old home, a 5-year-old home, a brand new home, every home requires maintenance to keep everything in good working order. That's a commitment that you should be able to make and want to make prior to making that purchase. 22% of buyers underestimated the amount of maintenance they were going to have to do in their home.
Now, was that like first-time buyers, or is this? I can't imagine an experienced homeowner even
You'd be
thinking
surprised.
something like that.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Yes. And not only is it the mechanics of the home and things like that, but it's little stuff like it's the caulking, it's taking care of your windows and doors so that they open properly and they close and lock properly. It's the maintenance of the outside. It's the maintenance of the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Keeping that grass cut, keeping the weeds down.
Sure.
If you want to garden, you're gonna be weeding on a regular basis, or you're gonna be paying somebody to weed for you, or your garden will turn into a weed garden
yes. You got the most beautiful
instead of a
weeds
flower
in
or
the neighborhood.
vegetable garden. One of the two, yes.
Oh gosh! Wow. I still, that percentage is staggering.
Another thing that people neglect too many times, especially in Florida, it's important, is they love the trees. So they neglect taking care of the trees, and they allow a sick tree to continue to grow, or a sick old tree that's already very large, and they're not taking off the dead branches, and that in itself is a disaster waiting to happen.
Yeah, and the HOA is responsible for the big ones, and then we're responsible for the rest. But yeah, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was in a community showing property this past week that the condo owners have 3 feet along the exterior of their structure, and they can garden, grow whatever they want to in that 3 feet. But they're responsible for maintaining it.
Sure. Oh yeah, I get that.
So it gives the community a fun personality, because you'll see that some people have planted small trees, some people have planted flowers, some people don't want to do anything, so they will just maybe they'll have river rock or something like that they've put in that 3-foot area.
Mm-hmm.
Really gives each condo its own personality.
Yeah.
So there's one more here that I wanted to mention, and that is 20%. I feel that I decided which home to buy too quickly.
I can almost see that. We've never done anything like snap judgment type thing, but we have done relatively quickly. Yeah.
Well, and especially again in this market, this crazy market we have in Florida right now, and many other places of the country, buyers do have to make quick decisions. It's not like they have 20 houses to choose from anymore.
Sure, right.
Maybe they have 5.
Yeah.
And if
Wow.
they don't make a decision right away, then they lose out on those 5.
Snooze, you lose.
And they're waiting again.
Yeah.
I do see we do have more properties coming on the market, and so I see them staying on the market a little longer. We're still getting offers over asking price, or at or over asking price. But at least things have slowed down a little bit. where you might be able to take a breath and think about it for a day or two before you make a decision.
A day or two.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. By the way, how did the homes in Florida Club that you had? Did they sell?
One just went under the one, yes.
The real
Florida Club is still very popular.
Was that the real unique one that is under contract? You were talking about it. It sounded like a spectacular view as you walked in, and all you could see. All
Oh,
the way
actually,
through.
that's one of the houses that's back on the market.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
But the other listing in the Florida Club, the one that we put up a week ago, that had, we had an open house the first day, and there were over 20 visitors.
Oh, gosh.
And then
You never sat down?
And then we had 4 showings within the week after that, and that seller accepted an offer this weekend. So it was on the market about a week before they accepted an offer.
Gee, what took so long?
And again, multiple offers.
Oh, boy.
Well, there were 4 of those floor plans on the market at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But now they're all under contract.
Wow. That's mind-boggling. It's so quick. Yeah. Wow. And you had, of those 4 houses, how many potential buyers do you think you had?
Well, it's hard to know. If you don't have the buyer yourself, then it's hard to know if it was a buyer who is seeing the Florida Club for the first time,
Oh, okay.
or a buyer who is waiting for a particular
floor plan.
And location.
It's funny. We had
Location is just as important as the floor plan to buyers.
Yeah. It's we had somebody in our little area talk about a specific floor plan, and that's what they were looking for.
Right, and especially if it is a builder who has been building in the area for a long time and has built many communities. Building many communities, people know that floor plan, and they either like it or they don't.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Oh, looks like we have somebody on the phone. Hang on 1 second. Let me put a headset on and we can get them on.
Okay, let's go with Ron. You're on with Eileen. Go for it.
Good morning, Ron.
Whoops, wait a minute.
Hi, Ron. Are you there?
Now we got him.
I'm here.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
How can we help?
My name is Ron. My question is I have a 15-year-old house in Port St. Lucie,
Mm-hmm.
and the roof is in good condition. But my question is, will the banks loan on a 15-year-old roof? And I do have a central air conditioning system that needs to be replaced. Would they allow for all the money to be dispersed for the new air conditioner and for the roof at closing?
Well, generally
If they said that the roof needed to be changed.
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the roof. My understanding is it's the insurance companies that are determining what they will insure and won't insure on roofs, and it also depends on what kind of roof you have. It also depends on the insurance company that the buyer chooses to go with, because some insurance companies will insure roofs of ages that other insurance companies will not. So the buyer needs to shop around for their insurance first of all.
Okay.
So now asking about the money being held in escrow for closing for repairs, that would have to be written into the contract, because the title companies are the ones that disperse all the funds at closing.
Okay.
And they do
Okay.
that based on what the as is, or the either one of the Florida contracts that are used for the sale. It depends on what that contract says. If that contract says there is a certain amount of money to be held in escrow at closing for the repair or replacement of the air conditioning or roof, then they can go ahead and hold those funds that way.
All right, super. I was thinking because it might need X amount of dollars in repairs, that I might be forced to go with an as is cash purchase.
Well, not necessarily. Again, it depends on the lender and what the lender is requiring, because if you're talking about FHA or VA as opposed to conventional loans, mortgages, the buyer has a little more flexibility with those and what they will accept as far as condition of a home. Now, if you're talking about FHA loans, then FHA does have specific requirements that the FHA appraiser has to follow when they do the appraisal on that home, and it could require replacement of certain things at or before closing, generally.
Okay. All right, super. So basically, you're saying that I can list it with real estate, and everything could possibly just go through as a regular sale.
Correct, yes. And the buyer also has a choice when they do their home inspection. When the contract is written, there's a home inspection contingency. I never recommend, even if it's a cash sale, I never recommend to a buyer that they waive their home inspection, which had been happening a lot of times in this competitive buyer market. But I always recommend that buyers have that home inspection anyway. Even with the as-is contract, they can choose to accept that house in its as-is condition, but at least by having the home inspection done, they know exactly what they're looking at, because those inspectors have good detailed reports that say you need to take care of this in 6 months, maybe this needs to be taken care of within the next year, maybe this you need to take care of within the next 5 years. But the buyer's report will tell them that when they have their home inspection done.
Okay. All right, super. I think you've answered all my questions.
Well, thanks for the call, Ron. We really appreciate it.
And I do listen weekly.
Oh,
You're
good.
a very educational show.
Thank you. That's our goal.
Thank you very much now.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much for your time.
Sure.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Now, would Ron, as a seller, also get an inspection? I know you've talked about that.
Yes,
in the past.
you can. As an owner, you can have a pre-listing inspection done. There are inspection companies that will do that as well. And since we're talking about inspections, remember, as a buyer, when you go to order your inspection, your insurance company is going to require a 4-point and a wind mitt. So make sure that you ask your inspection company to do those inspections while they're doing your general home inspection, because it'll cost you less that way.
Yeah, wind mitigation's a big deal with a roof. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No
And
doubt
don't forget about your pest inspections here in Florida, too.
Why would you need a pest? Oh, I see. Yeah. What happened to that wall? Oh.
And remember, if you don't really want to call into the show, you can always text, email, or reach us on 772-200-5105. If you do want to call into the show, we're here live. You can call 772-340-1590.
Sounds good. All right. Good
Um,
questions from Ron.
Right. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but I think it is very important to bring up again, because this was a notice that went out from the Florida Attorney General. If somebody knocks on your door and says, I'm a real estate agent and I have somebody interested in your home. Can I please come in and see it? Don't do that.
Oh, gosh.
Don't do that. First of all, any real estate agent worth their salt is going to either reach out to you in another way or knock on the door and say, I have a buyer interested in this community. May I please make an appointment to come and see your home? They're not going to just want to walk in the door. If they do, you say, no, thank you, and close the door.
Call the police.
Yes. The other thing that you can require from a real estate agent in Florida is you can require to see their license. We carry a pocket version either on our person or in our phone. So you can always ask to see. And in fact, I'll give you a perfect example. We have a listing. There was an agent that called last week and wanted to see that listing. Was not in our MLS. So the only way that we have to verify that they are indeed a licensed agent in Florida is to check the license list, which is readily available to anybody on the website. So we asked them to send a copy of their license to us before we would confirm the appointment. They wouldn't send it.
Interesting.
So
yeah.
obviously they didn't get in that house.
Wow. Okay.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because this is something that has happened recently in Florida. Is you have bad people, a couple knocking on the door, or two people knocking on the door and saying, we really have somebody interested in your home. Can I please come in and see it? Well, while one person is in touring the home with you, the other person is out in the driveway stealing things out of your car. Or maybe stealing your whole car. Mm-hmm. So don't do it. I even tell sellers once they list their property, if somebody knocks on the door and says, can I please see your house now? No. They need an appointment.
Yeah. Yeah, or somebody distracts you and they go in the bedroom and steal all the jewelry and stuff. Yep, those are well-known scams.
Yep. So, let's do some of these listings that are around, okay?
Cool, yeah.
So, there is one in Jensen Beach that's on the market right now. On Nettles Island.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows where Nettles Island is, right?
Yeah, you bet.
On Hutchinson Island. Well, this one's on the market for $325,000. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath on Nettles Island.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one in Vero. There's one for $315,000 in Vero. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath for $315,000 with a Vero Beach address. One in Port St. Lucie. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, little over 1,100 square feet. And this one is on the market for $350,000. One in Stewart. This is in Lexington Lakes and Stewart. 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath. And it's $325,000.
Lexington Lakes. I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure where it is. Okay.
How do I describe?
It's off of Ocean, right?
Well,
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I can't think of where.
Without taking too much time, it's hard. It's hard
okay.
to.
Okay, it's in Stewart anyway. Give Eileen a call. That's easy to say. 200-5105.
There is a condo in West Palm Beach that is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath condo for $95,000. There is a 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 1,800 square foot single family home in Boynton Beach for $895,000.
Yeah, but it's Boynton Beach.
Hey, people like Boynton Beach.
Why? I'm sorry.
There is property available in Port St. Lucie. This is a sizable estate in Port St. Lucie that is on the market. Over almost 5,000 square feet is this home. It is 6 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, 2 half bathrooms, and it's on the market just over $2 million.
I wonder if that's in Tesoro.
No.
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 Okay. Huh.
There is another single-family home in Port St. Lucie. This one's in Floirda Pines. This is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's on the market for $249,000. There is, here's a Tequesta one. This is in a little club in Tequesta. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, on the market for $165,000.
That's where Steve Weigel, a meteorologist at Channel 5, lives in Tequesta.
There is, there's one on Flagler Drive in West Palm Beach.
Whoa.
This is a condo, 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, on the market for $415,000.
Woohoo.
Here's another one in Port St. Lucie. In Tradition, this is 2 bedrooms, 2 baths, on the market, let's see, almost 1,800 square feet. So that's good size for just 2 bedrooms.
Yes, it is.
$500,000.
Whoa. Okay.
And more affordable in Port St. Lucie. This one is not in an HOA. This is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it is a little over 1,100 square feet, $299,900.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find one more. Here's one more in Port St. Lucie. This is 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, almost 1,100 square feet for $259,900. So there are several listings out there. You do have more choices now than you had during high season. So if you're still looking.
There you go. Huh. Interesting stuff.
You do have choices, yes. And I'm going to put a plug in for Homes.com because Homes.com, there are other websites. They are required to put the name of the brokerage company. They put it way down at the bottom of the information about the listing.
In small print.
Yeah, they're required to put the name of the broker company down there that has that property listed, but they're not required to do anything else. So when you click on those live links on a listing, they aren't sending you to that agent. They are sending you to an agent who pays them a lot of money on a monthly basis to get leads from that website. But if you go to Homes.com, Homes.com will give you the brokerage company name and the listing agent name and phone number.
Nice. Nice. Homes.com.
Homes.com. And
Okay.
Homes.com gets fed those IDX feeds from our MLS systems just like the other websites do.
Huh. Okay. It was so funny on Facebook the other last night. We were looking, and this fella who we know real well was a former producer at NBC Nightly News, and he had a picture of his little house that he bought in Burbank in 1974. You know where this is going. And they bought it for $59,000. And that one of the big sites that I know you don't like, Zillow, has it listed at $1.35 million. Same home. He said, looks like the same paint job as it was in the 70s.
Yep.
$1.35 million. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Wow. Burbank yet.
So people are trying to get creative in order to be able to afford a home nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That this article talks about the fact that millennials are collaborating to attain the American dream of home ownership.
Hey, I get it.
The picture shows actually two couples. Two couples are purchasing this home together. But
Ooh,
listen
okay.
to this statistic.
Uh-oh.
This statistic says the number of, well, and I think it goes on to explain that there's a couple different reasons why not only are millennials collaborating to buy their homes, but so many people, I don't have numbers on this, but so many people are waiting longer to get married or aren't getting married that when they make their purchase, they don't share the same last name. So that's what this article talks about. The number of co-buyers with different last names increased by 771% between 2014 and 2021.
What? Oh,
771%.
Oh. See, now, if there was somebody else with the last name in our house, I think Carol would get really upset. Wow, 700%.
Yep. Affordability is a key issue for young buyers or first-time home buyers entering into the market with limited housing inventory. So pooling incomes with a roommate becomes a really good solution for many buyers to be able to enter into the housing market. Another thing that I'm seeing more of lately is someone will buy the home and then they'll bring in a rental roommate if they can.
Yeah, I get that too.
But remember, in Florida, there are many neighborhoods, many HOAs have restrictions about renting. So don't think that just because you live in the house that you can bring a renter in as soon as you buy it. You need to check out those restrictions in that neighborhood that you're interested in before you make the decision to go ahead and do that.
There you go. Yep. But that, just because of the price of some of the homes now, I get it. You need more than one salary to be able to afford the mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that.
I wanted to start the conversation this week about brokerage relationship in Florida and the types of brokerage relationships that there can be between buyers and their agent and sellers and their agent. Remember, all real estate licenses in Florida have to be held by the brokerage company. Now, sometimes someone has a license in Florida, they have a broker's license in Florida, they open their own office, so they could be the broker of that company in that respect.
Okay.
Okay? Large companies, we're not talking names, but even small or large companies, if there's more than one agent in that company, chances are that company is holding licenses that are not principals of the company. Okay? So the brokerage itself is the one that owns the contracts. The agents hold their license, and you can only hold your license with one company at a time when you're a sales associate in Florida. So you choose the brokerage company that you want to hold your license with. So when you take a listing or when you have a contract with the buyer, that contract is really owned by the brokerage company that your license is held with.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does.
Okay. So there are several ways in Florida that brokerages can have relationships with customers or clients. And the term customer means that you don't have a contract with the brokerage. In general, I'm saying. The term customer means that you don't have a contract with that brokerage company. The term client means that you do.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So, in Florida, and we're only going to talk about this one today because people are probably going to have a lot of questions about these because these are things that they never really considered before. They just thought that there was only one way to do business with a real estate agent in Florida, but that's not correct. So there is something called a no brokerage relationship in Florida.
I've never heard of that. Okay.
These forms tell you the differences between the brokerage relationships, and it's based on the fiduciary duty and what kind of fiduciary duties the brokerage is promising to their customers and clients. Okay? So the no brokerage relationship is the least. If you have no brokerage relationship, then they're going to deal honestly and fairly with you.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to disclose any known facts that materially affect the value of the residential real estate property which are not readily observable to the buyer. And I should mention that this is residential too. I think these change for commercial, but we're talking residential here.
Right, right.
And they're going to account for all funds entrusted to the licensee. So 3 requirements with a no brokerage relationship.
Okay.
Okay?
Intriguing.
Yes.
And I've never heard of that before. That's interesting.
Yes. So you have 3 there. That's the least. The most is when it is a single notice, or a single relationship. That is when the agent and the brokerage are required to give you the most as far as commitments to what they will do for your business. And there are 9 on that list. And then there are 2 other variations that have 7. So, a seller can hire an agent and have a listing contract with that agent, which means that contract is actually held by the brokerage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A buyer can hire an agent and have what's called a buyer's broker
I've heard
relationship. And then Florida allows for something called a transactional relationship, where the brokerage or the agent would be handling both sides of a transaction.
Ooh, that doesn't sound advisable.
It happens a lot.
Does it
And
really?
it happens a lot because there are very few buyers that enter into a buyer-broker relationship with the broker that holds their agent's license.
Huh, okay.
It's much more popular in some states than it is in others. Some states here the transactional broker is, what's the word I want to use? It's an alternative to what they call dual agency. Actually, I think for the consumer, it spells it out a little more clearly and makes it a little more simple for them.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So next week we'll go into this a little bit further.
Yeah, that's all new stuff for me. Yeah.
Yep. So, one more thing I wanted to bring up today, which of course this is no news to anybody. Single-family rents continue breaking records.
You think?
Yes. This is single-family rentals, and this is a nationwide. Single-family rentals remain a hot commodity. Rent prices continued their double-digit climb in the first quarter of month by month in the first quarter of 2022, even to the tune of over 13%.
Yeah.
In Florida, a lot of that has been caused by the fact that we don't have nearly as many rental properties available anymore as we did. With the influx of all the new buyers and residents in Florida, and they were buying up a lot of the properties that had previously been rental properties. And so they bought them up to live in them, at least as snowbirds. So those properties are no longer available as rentals anymore.
Wow. Oh, what a lot of information here. That's amazing. How do folks get in touch with you?
So they can call or text 772-200-5105. They can email us at mydreamhometeam@yahoo.com. They can also visit our office if they want to. It's best if you call in advance and make an appointment, but our physical office is in the public part of the Floirda Club, which is off of Canner Highway, just west of I-95 in Stewart, and we're happy to help.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Thanks. Have a great week, everybody.
My Dream Home Radio Show, right here on WPSL, Port St. Lucie, and WSTU, Stewart.